Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm talking about a specific couple of areas within STEM. So a couple of areas that I'm particularly passionate about, and I think that we all should be passionate about, and I think they're two areas that largely get overlooked in the whole area of STEM. So today I'm going to talk about digital literacies, and I'm also going to talk about citizenship. So the careers that are available now and the opportunities that are available now, both in university, higher education, further education, and also within employment, there's a reality that they are completely different now than they ever were. Not that they're going to be completely different in the future, they're different now. And I think we need to change those conversations we're having with students and stop using those sentences about, oh, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Well, we also don't know what's going to happen now or what's happening now. Because most of us have never even considered what those jobs involve, or what they look like, or what you can do with those sort of occupations, or who does what, where, when. And I urge you all to go out and find within your local context, especially if you're close to the city of Adelaide, exactly what does go on right now. And some of the jobs that you can see up there, I have no idea what they do. And I'm never going to know what they do unless I happen to meet somebody somewhere who tells me, because if you research those types of jobs, some of those jobs are quite vague as to what they tell you as well. But I think we have to go, well, if that's the case, how are we preparing these young people for this? If we consider ourselves as STEM educators and we consider ourselves as educating people that are going to go out there and make a difference to what the government wants us to make a difference, and the government wants us to make a difference in providing young people that have got employable skills that can go into these STEM fields or go into research or have these characteristics, these capabilities that make them better able to advance within STEM fields, then what are we doing? How are we preparing young people for now? This is very much the work of the Australian curriculum. That's what it says in the Australian curriculum as regards ICT capabilities. Some people out there are developing capabilities in terms of IT. Some people out there are developing knowledge and skills. Are we doing a really good job of it? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that we're developing kids in terms of their general capabilities with ICT to enable them to function within the environments we want them to function in. And when I talk about environments, I talk about the environments that they currently sit in other words, the school. And I'm talking about the environments that they're going to go into as well. Because if we're developing capabilities with ICT, as it says there in general capabilities, that's what students need to be able to do within your context. And you need to make decisions about that as exactly what you need them to do. And it could be different in different schools. And I'll talk about that in a minute. The other side of this coin is digital technologies. Now, I talk to a lot of people about the delivery of digital technologies, and my opinion is it's at best patchy within South Australia. There's still some kids who are playing with Scratch for no other purpose than to move a cat across a field, and they're still doing that in year 8 and year 9. There's no purpose in that other than moving a cat from one place to the other. They don't know why they're doing it. They don't really understand what the basis of digital technologies is. They don't really understand what computational thinking is or the elements within that, such as abstraction, decomposition, and why that relates back to the curriculum and why they should know that and how that relates to other areas of the curriculum. And they're certainly not designing for a purpose a lot of the time. Okay, so what's the difference between one and the other? Capabilities, as it says there at the top, and digital technologies at the bottom. I've taken the digital technologies from the Digital Technologies Hub. If you haven't had a look at that particular website that's developed out of Victoria, then it's well worth a look, because there's some amazing interpretations of what digital technologies can be and should be on that site. That really gives a summary of the difference between the two. Now, I suspect I'm largely speaking to a lot of people who don't teach digital technologies and have never taught it. So you may think, well, what has this got to do with me? This has nothing to do with me, or I give that to somebody else to do who's a digital technologies teacher. But it's important to all of us, and it's certainly important under the STEM umbrella, because if we're going to truly deliver STEM in its truest form, in its purest form, we're going to need to make sure our students are able to function in a digital world, which is now.